In his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss dubbed us the new rich. The idea is we leverage the internet to scale and automate businesses quickly, and then we leverage our location independence to create a greater wealth of experiences through travel and adventure, rather than collecting material possessions. For a group of people spread all over the planet, the new rich paradoxically run into each other quite often. We are highly networked online, and we all have a penchant for landing in the same handful of locations. There are the startup incubators, groups of green internet entrepreneurs who come together in an affordable location to live together and help each get their projects off the ground. Southeast Asia is ground zero for many of these incubators due to the rock-bottom cost of living and high quality of life. Chiang Mai and Bangkok in Thailand, Saigon in Vietnam, Bali in Indonesia, Cebu in the Philippines, and also more recently Medellin in Colombia. Then there are the entrepreneurs bent on cashing in on emerging markets, countries and cultures which are maybe 5 to 10 years behind the curve in terms of internet sophistication and market saturation. Ambitious Western entrepreneurs swoop in to take advantage of the opportunities in places like Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Beijing, and Kiev. Then there are the conferences, the meetups, and the masterminds, a smattering of which are organized across the world in places like Las Vegas, Berlin, Tokyo, Miami, and now Bangkok. The social life of the new rich is bizarre. The line between business networking and friendship is non-existent, as the handfuls of people on the planet who can relate to your lifestyle also happen to be possible joint venture partners and/or clients. Conversation and support is always a blur of intentions. The other strange aspect of this lifestyle is that the people who you are most connected to and relate to the most, you only see a few times a year. It doesn't occur to any of us that almost none of us actually know each other. We run in the same private forums and are members of the same email lists. We all know someone who knows someone who knows someone. And we've all cut our teeth building our businesses while living in the same half dozen or so places around the world. Yet we don't know each other. We can relate on a deeply experiential level, in a lifestyle where none of our friends or families back home can comprehend what our day-to-day is like. These loose global networks exist for us to keep each other sane. Yet, for our philosophical connections, we lack that emotional depth and bond that comes with shared struggle and life's important moments. Mainly because there are few struggles, and when the important moments happen, we're always somewhere else. One successful entrepreneur, in a rare moment of vulnerability, recently wrote that he burst into tears in a small suburb in Japan watching families ride their bikes together in a park. It struck him that this simple, mundane pleasure was something he would never know again. On my annual short visit home for the holidays, my mom asked me with disappointment in her voice, "Am I ever going to see you for more than a few days each year again?" I didn't have a good answer for her. The nomadic lifestyle seems to bolster some egos and bruise others. I credit it with building my confidence and self-esteem. Looking back, I was obsessive and desperate with my habits and relationships back home. Being put in country after country where nobody knew me and nobody cared who I was did me a lot of good. I let go of a lot of baggage. But for others, it's the opposite. There are plenty of vices one can freely indulge in the world, especially in developing countries. And when you're constantly the center of attention for everything you do and every choice you make, one can fall into a quiet narcissism without even realizing it. I've seen it, and it sucks. Or as another nomadic friend recently said, some people are better off without this lifestyle. It's too easy to disconnect. It's too easy to obsess about yourself. I've lost a few friends to it. To many back home, we are living the dream. We have access to an unspeakable freedom of choice and boundless personal opportunity. There are few limits. Last year, I visited 17 countries. This year, I will visit 10. Last year, I saw the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, and Machu Picchu in a span of 3 months. I hiked a volcano and a glacier 2,000 miles apart in the same week. But I did this all alone. Just me and sometimes a few anonymous faces, acquaintances of mutual travel convenience. My life is awesome. No, really, my life is fucking awesome. It just needs a parental advisory sticker. Because the price of overwhelming freedom is often my isolation. It occurs to me that the new rich, for all of our impressive values, are just as guilty of materialism as the old rich. It just takes a different form. Instead of an addiction to status and possessions, we are addicted to experience and novelty. And the end result is the same. Our relationships, our connections to what's real, sometimes suffer. And for the first time in 3 years of nonstop travel, I quietly wish for a home.